Broadcasting live from the Brent Morrison Bomb Shelter and Missile Silos in the heart of beautiful downtown Pekin, it's Tuesday Modern! Hello everyone, I'm Evil Bob, your resident head in a box, and we have a great match for you tonight. We've got Master Snell starting it off, and it's not Conkers tonight. We actually have multiple people here, so multiple rounds. Yay! Damien is starting us off, and he's playing...
I assume Affinity.
Foggledge. Okay. And let's see here. We are joined on cam, or on mic, by Mr. Mike Jarvis. Hello, Mike Jarvis.
Hello, everybody. How are you tonight?
Jarvis does not have a bye. Jarvis is actually playing Tronless John, who is yet to arrive, but he's on his way.
Yeah.
We are assured.
We're hopeful.
Looks like Damien got to go first. Plays down a Celestial Colonnade, which is now untapped and ready for mana.
Turtle Fog's gotten some upgrades since the last time I've seen it. You didn't used to have the Celestial Colonnades.
Right. Let's see here. This is not right. This one. Da-da. E Titan. Here we go.
You see bolts off a mountain from Master Snell. And generally speaking, I think this actually might favor the Turbo Fog deck.
Oh, the tutelage fog?
Yeah. John's good portion of the deck is removal. And there's the win condition.
Well, yeah, there it is. I mean, Snow has to answer it, or he's going to lose to it.
Yeah.
Hopefully very quickly, because I'm quite frankly sick of seeing Snow win all the time, especially over Damien, and I'm sure Damien feels the exact same way.
I think Damien's sick of it too. Pretty sure.
Let's see here.
Yeah, Howling Mine into Sphinx. Yeah, this is a good start. With no pressure on Snell's side either. Also, I found a few more, which it seems that you actually found one as well.
What's that?
I found a few more flower cards.
Oh, yeah?
Yeah. I posted them on the...
Oh, that was you? That's right.
I posted that as a comment in one of the videos.
Right. Yeah, and I wasn't aware of her, but yeah, like after you posted a lot of those, it's like I had seen some of those.
Yeah.
And I was not aware of her, the Knight's Flower. So I was very happy to see yet another flowery lady to go along with Jasmine Boreal.
Well, I was expecting at least a few out of Kamigawa block, because that makes sense.
Yeah, and I thought that there'd be at least one in Portal 3 Kingdoms, but not so much. Not so much. Okay. And I also had this as a new idea as well to help people along, because we don't just have names.
We have faces.
Now we have faces coming down here.
Oh god, that's terrifying.
There we go. Oh, but Damien doesn't have a win right yet, so we're gonna go ahead and take that away because he doesn't need it right now.
Looks like Maelstrom Pulse off of Bloodburn.
Oh, that's sad. That's sad. That's some cheap shenanigans.
Here's Inquisition. I have no idea what that card is.
That is a dictate of Crewfix.
Okay. I did not know they had a promo with that.
Oh yeah. It's pretty hot. So looks like dictate, and Supreme Verdict is what Damien revealed, and he is down to 13 life.
Hopefully, Damien can rebuild a little bit here. The Dictate will probably help a decent amount.
gotta at least get through and, put up a fight and hope to take in game 1 at least, so. And Bloodbraid gets in for 3 more. Not looking good for our hero. There's the Dictate.
We get 2 more cards going in.
Draw. Draw. Okay.
Now we got, I see a Tower Bell. Another Ghost Quarter.
Another Ghost Quarter. That's gonna stop that monkey land from coming at him.
Yeah. He actually had a Ghost Quarter already, but still, I think it's Damien's starting to get a little bit flooded potentially.
Bless you.
Thank you.
Bless you.
I hate allergy season. That's the turn. Back to Snow.
Oh, he Supreme Verdicted away the Bloodbraid Elf. Okay.
Elf.
I was like, okay. No fogs in hand. You got to do what you got to do.
Well, you're not exactly going to get Snell on the verdict since he knows it's there.
Right.
So you might as well just fire it off to get rid of what you have in the
Otherwise, he's just going to keep draining.
Otherwise, he's just going to keep hitting him with
Here come Monkey Land.
Sending Village into Ghost Quarter. Interesting.
Yeah. That's
There's
what
only
you got to do.
Not entirely sure what happened there. But
Damien was trying to figure out if damage uses the stack, so
No,
if he could destroy it before it dealt damage to him because there were no blockers.
yeah. Just kill it.
Yep. You can do it during the declare attackers phase. You can do it in response to combat. You can do it in the declare defender stage.
And there's another Dictate down.
Woo. Yeah, Snow's got a bolt in hand, at least one. A fist full of nasty. Stupid Jund.
Well, he's not playing threats to the board, so I can only assume his entire hand is interaction. Which, to be fair, some of that interaction might not have targets.
Snow getting the overplayed elf on board.
Colonnade's feeling frisky.
Swing-a-ding, and it gets pushed.
Saw that coming.
Hello, Jund. Have we met?
Alright, untap step.
Alright.
Snell find a threat. Kinda. There's another treetop village. This looks like a
Monkey Land and a Bloodbraid Elf. I'm overplayed elf number 1 and Inquisition.
I'm assuming.
It's a Temple Bell. Okay. Didn't play the bell. Opted to fire up the Colonnade instead.
Knocking Damien down to 7.
1, 2, 3.
Off turn.
Damien, draw, and do you have...
Land would actually.
That's a tutelage, but...
Like, you can play it and just Ghost Quarter to the treetop.
Yeah.
You take another hit from Bloodbraid Elf.
Hope you can get something going.
He needs to dodge, bolt, plus K commands.
Yeah, which is not very likely. 1, 2, 3, 4.
Snow hasn't been playing a lot of things. He's got to have something in hand. Yep.
There's a Gurf. Tarmogoyf. And Lily.
Liliana is probably. Yay! Alright.
There you go. Good luck to you, sir.
Thank you, sir.
Jarvis making his way back in action to take on Tronless John. He's on his way. Snow goes attacking, and Damien fires up the Colonnade to block the Gurf, and there's the bolt to finish it off, and it doesn't matter. Snow takes game 1. Cheating, rotten, so-and-so. Damien looking to sideboard in some help. Snell looking to close this one out in 2. Either way, doesn't look too good for Damien, and I wish him the best. For information about what's going on, let's see here. I gotta make sure I get the name right. Alright. In keeping in the tradition of May flowers brought on by the April showers, the icon behind me, let me duck out the way. This here is Kiku, Knight's Flower. I feel bad because I honestly didn't know this card existed. She's from Champions of Kamigawa, so the best Kamigawa. She is a black legend for 2 black. She's a 1/1. And for 4 mana, that's 2 black, 2 not. Tap, target creature deals damage to itself equal to its power. I really like that. That's really fun in my opinion. And I guess I could have popped out the chat and actually paid attention to what was going on. So let's do that, because I set everything up and just can't seem to follow through. I am so not with it, and I apologize to everyone. Anyway, getting ready for game number 2 here between Master Snell and Damien. Snell employing the Overplayed Elf, which, as we know, says when you cascade into it, you reveal the top cards of your library until you reveal a Liliana Planeswalker or Colligan's Command. You may play that card without paying its casting cost and put the other cards revealed on the bottom of your library in a random order. Now, while we're still in the shuffle up stage, I want to remind everybody that we are still collecting subscriptions over on the YouTube channel. That's The Zone 521 on the YouTube channel. And what happens when you subscribe? Well, when we reach 100 subscriptions over on the YouTube channel, we are going to slap Ben Seidel as bloody hard as we possibly can. Ben is here tonight to help support this cause. He's not just a made-up name that I found on the interwebs. No, this is a fellow gamer who frequents this LGS, and he has donated his very, very slappable face to be slapped upon reaching 100 subs. So we can do that together, and I appreciate each and every one of you who have already subbed. And if you haven't, if you could just pop on over there and hit that little subscribe button. It doesn't take any time, and it doesn't hurt you at all. So tell your friends, tell your neighbors, tell your parents, tell your pets. Head on over to the Zone 521 on YouTube and slap that subscribe button, and you too can help me slap the ever-loving hell out of Ben Seidel. Back to the action. Snell, like I said, looking to close out this game against Damien and get it done into. Let's go ahead and get that elf out of there. It hasn't been overplayed this game yet. Let's see if we can get. Let's see if we can't get Damien a win here and go to 3 games. He doesn't like those 7, so he's going to see what comes about from the 6 he's going to pull after this mulligan. And this mulligan gives us opportunity to talk about another cause that's very near and dear to my heart, and that is the... Oh, that was a quick one, so we're going to talk about that a little bit later. No problems there. Popo, there it is. Okay. Lots of stomping around. Sounds like the repair bots are working on the missile silos down here at the Brent Morrison Bomb Shelter and Missile Silo. It's not just a catchy phrase, it's where I'm located. Damien keeping the 6 and doing a scry, sending that scry straight to the bottom. Didn't want to see it. Get it out of here! Starts off with another Celestial Colonnade, hoping this time's going to work a little better than the last time. Snell fires back with Looks like what who'd you play?
AJ's mean.
AJ is mean. AJ's very mean.
He played Infect. Oh.
We're joined in the booth by Mr. Ben Seidel. I was just telling everybody how you've donated your wonderfully slappable face to the donation cause of getting 100 subs to our first 100 subs on YouTube.
I have. I mean, we've been trying now for a few months, and I'm just wondering why people haven't gotten, the hint to subscribe.
I'm trying. I'm pushing as hard as I can, and I'm even asking people to tell your friends, tell your neighbors, tell your parents, tell your pets.
Yeah?
I mean, with that kind of publicity, all it needs is some word of mouth, and we'll get this thing fired up and locked and loaded off to the runs. And there's a Tarmogoyf. Snow's sheeting like usual.
Oh.
Goyf is currently a 3/4 because of enchantment land sorcery.
What the world is that word underneath Damien? Fogaliage?
Foggilage.
Foggilage?
Yeah, it's Sphinx's tutelage and Turbo Fog. It's Foggilage.
Interesting. Okay, I see what you did
It's
there.
Foggilage. Damien actually has fogs in this game, so he might last more than 3 turns.
Sounds like both my games. I died on turn 3, both games.
Ben, you're rocking mono green Stompy, and unfortunately you ran up against Infect, so
Yeah, I couldn't stomp fast enough.
I'm sorry.
Unblockable things.
No,
bad things.
no, was it Steel Leaf Champion, or
No, didn't get last long enough to even play one.
is that it's got Steel Leaf Champion, or okay?
Yup, the 5/4 can't be blocked by things that are 2 or less.
Yeah, can't be chunked.
Yes. Seems good.
You either got to put up a fair fight against it, or you get out of its way. Snow plays the overplayed elf. Guess what, folks? It's back. And it's going to get fogged, but the K command strikes hard at the colonnade. That's not fair. Oh, no, that's a Fulminator Mage.
Yeah.
Just as bad. Terrible card. Bloodbraid Elf. That's a perfectly fair card.
And I think they're done.
Yeah, and Damien's just gonna go ahead and scoop it up because he's pretty much hellbent, and Snow has an answer to everything. Plus only one land, and that land being a Ghost Quarter isn't gonna do a whole heck of a lot.
No.
So congratulations to Snow for derping his way into yet another victory over Damien. Keep your head up, Damien. Eventually, the statistical odds are that one of these matches you will beat Master Snow. And when that happens, there's going to be celebrations and rejoices and dancing in the street. And like I said, there's our slap for subs. There's a face to the voice that we hear from Mr. Bunsido, who's joining us right now. We're trying to get you slapped.
I mean, I've donated my beautiful face to this cause, and yeah, I'm upset because we haven't gotten there yet.
But we will. I still feel it in my girdle that we will. Now, like I had teased earlier, Damien mulligans super fast because, well, he's used to mulliganing every hand, but I wasn't able to get down information about Titan's Oofy Preserve. Now,
Another great cause.
it is another great cause, and people have been donating. I God bless every one of you. Sarah bless you all that she, you've donated. It doesn't matter if it's 1 or if it's 30. It doesn't matter how many Oofies come in. I want to save each and every one of them, and I can only do it so much at a time. But Ice Age Brown Oofies have been completely neglected throughout the entire of their history. As Snell pointed out to me, it was Lava Burst itself that talks about kick the Oofy, and Ijaya Ballard, that treacherous. she's not a very nice person. You know, she advocates the torture, kicking, and just total disrespect to the Ufi. And I say no more. So that's why I've taken it upon myself to start up the Titan Ufi Preserve, and the wonderful people at Titan Games in Peoria have been generous enough to allow to host the preserve itself. How can you help the preserve? Well, you can dig deep into your collection. If you play Magic, odds are if you have any Ice Age cards whatsoever in your collection, you have a brown Ufi. Now, I'm not saying I'm going to turn away Mirrodin Ufis, but we're looking specifically for the Ice Age Ufi, because the Mirrodin Ufi, lore-wise, has already been saved once. Karn collected that Ufi from Terracer as Dominaria was... as he was leaving Dominaria for the Mending, and when he escaped to Mirrodin, he took a handful of creatures from Dominaria to repopulate and to populate Mirrodin that he created. And the brown Ufi was one of those creatures that he saved. Now, because this is my story and my history, I've chosen to ignore the horrible atrocities that probably befell those Ufis because of what happened to Mirrodin and as it transformed into New Phyrexia, and the fact that nothing alive is alive anymore there. So we're not focusing on them. We're focusing on the original abandoned Ufis from the Ice Age. These guys need your help, and I'm here to offer my help to those Ufis. So go ahead and send your Ice Age Ufis to that address you see right there on your screen. That's Titan Games, care of the Ufi Preserve. That's 4450 North Prospect Road, Suite Charlie 6, Peoria Heights, Illinois 61616. And folks, I got to tell you, that zip code is just as much fun to write as it is to say. And you know, you can try it out on your little envelope where you slide the Ufis in, and then drop that in the mail with your stamped envelope, and you know, you can leave a little message in there if you want, and I'll read that aloud once I receive it. But every Ufi received does get my personal gratitude and a show off on. What?
Where's the E?
You know
It
what?
says the suit.
You know what? Suit Charlie 6. I never claimed to be any good at this.
I'm just trying to help.
I know, and I appreciate that. You know, honestly, it probably got deleted, and yeah. To answer your question, yeah, it's completely wrong. Damien, I'm sorry.
Every fucking Tuesday.
I know, and statistically, you're gonna beat him once. It's gonna happen.
So
I fully believe this.
I found the list for most likely to return blocks.
Oh yeah.
Ranked 1 to 10 is 1 is most likely, 10 very unlikely. 1 is Ravnica in the Shred. 2 is Zendikar. 3 is Kaladesh and Theros.
What's this?
Blocks most likely return to Plains.
Okay. What were they?
4 is Alara, Dominaria, Tarkir, and Marin. 5 is Fiora and New Phyrexia / Moradin. 6 is Regathar? I don't know how to pronounce it, Bob. Regatha?
Ragatha?
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 I don't know who a Regatha is.
Oh, let's find out.
7 is Lorwyn Shadowmoor.
Yes.
Alara.
Yes.
8 is Kaligama and Skova. 9 is Mercadia, Wrath, Sarah's Realm, and Olgarotha. And 10 is Rabadai. I don't have no clue what Rabadai is.
Rabadai, are you sure it's not Rabia?
It's Raven.
It's Rabia. That's Arabian Nights. I know that. You said Regatha, R-E-G...
Regatha.
A-T-H-A. Ragatha. Ragatha. What happened on Ragatha? Order of Heliod was founded. Magical phenomenon called the Purifying Fire. Giant Baron Chandler made their home. Ember Mall. Carol Keep. Abbott Carol Keep, so...
Have been Origins.
Yeah, it must have been Origins. Yeah. Oh, last seen Magic Origins. Okay.
That's number 6. So.
Yeah, that's the weird thing about the core sets and like Origins and things like that. It's that they're able to like fill in the gaps. I mean, I was talking with Kenny Bovan one night about core sets, and I said I like them because you have your main releases to explain and tell your primary storyline, and then your core sets are your anthologies essentially, where you can tell the story of like a side character from that plane that happened from that you're taking from. So that's where you're able to get like your mechanics and the fault and the callbacks and everything like that. And,
Oh yeah.
you know, I like that aspect of it. It's like reading, you know, you got your main storyline and then you have your anthologies book.
I don't like, though, the top 3 are Ravnica, Innistrad is 1, Zendikar is 2, and 3 is Kaladesh.
When was that posted though? Because
May 14th
of this year?
Mark Rosewater's Blogger And then 4 is Alara, Dominaria, Tarkir, and Bryn. And this is supposed to take up the next several years of Magic.
Aside from Origins, have we been on Vryn though? I don't think so. I think that's where Origins was. I mean, Origins encompassed like all of those Planeswalker Origins, which is why it's called Origins, and Vryn is where Jace is from, so that's why.
This post was posted then, but if you read further down, this was taken from Mark Rosewater's Blogger in 2016.
There you go. No wonder
Thanks for
Dominaria is.
misleading me.
Yeah. So 2016, when we were going back to Innistrad and Zendikar and Dominaria and.
Well, Kaladesh, why would he have Kaladesh on there though? 2016 Kaladesh wasn't around. Yeah.
But we still went to Kaladesh from Origins because we had Mom and Dad.
Yeah.
Yeah.
We touched on all of the Planeswalker Origin planes. You know that's that's why we had those there, and that's where we last saw them. Damien,
What happened on Brain?
that's Jace.
Is that Jace?
Yeah,
Okay.
Jace
Vryn's
Prodigy.
Oh, okay. I thought he was actually from Ravnica originally.
No,
I know Vraska is though, isn't she?
yeah, she's Golgarian Golgari.
Did you see about the leaked website that was recently trademarked? The Ravnica Allegiance. That's
I don't want to go back to Ravnica.
Friday. There's some announcement coming, and it's rumored to be the next upcoming sets, and that's what we think it's going to be.
Can we call it the return to Ravnica?
I don't want to go back to Ravnica.
Our
Unless the only reason I could accept going back to Ravnica if it's like a one set, which they're already announced that they're not doing one sets anymore. They're going back to blocks.
Really?
I think they
Dominaria was the last time they did a one set.
was the first and only
was the
time.
first
now
and
they're
only.
now they're going back to 3 block
They're
sets,
going
right?
back to 3 block.
Yeah,
Oh,
3
come
block
on,
sets. Yeah.
Wizards.
Because too many people complained that the 2 block sets were nice because you got a bigger card pool. Problem is, though, Wizards aspect of it was harder to do story in just 2.
Which is why they went to the we're going to be on a plane as long as the story needs us to be.
Yep.
Which apparently was 1 for Dominaria, and now we're done.
Lily's demon got killed and Boas took her over. That was the only reason they went to Dominaria.
Whatever.
I do whatever.
But no, I can understand. The only way I'll accept going back to Ravnica is if they call it Ravnica Jace's Timeout. You can't be the living Guild Pact and not be on Ravnica.
Well, that's where he went between Amonkhet and Kaladesh. They went back to Ravnica to his sanctum because that's where the skin blue planeswalker for Kaladesh is Bond.
Oh, Dovin Bond. Yeah.
He's on Ravnica right now. Jace let him into his sanctum along with Saheeli.
Wait, I thought in between Kaladesh and it's in between Amonkhet and Ixalan is where Jace, forgot who he was again
He decided to be
and became a pirate.
Yeah, he was
Arr, I lost me shirt in the war. What war? I forget.
The biggest thing is if they do a return to Ravnica thing,
Don't want to return to
Vraska's
Ravnica.
never leaving Ixalan. She's already said that. She's king, queen, whatever you want to call her, leader of the pirates. And it's just dumb.
Doesn't matter.
So if they go back, Golgari can be like, "Where's our Planeswalker?"
Garruk. Bring him back. Bring him back.
They
insane.
Why not? It makes a perfectly
well,
good
they've
leader.
already
He's a little
explained
bit
that
crazy.
Garruk's. That's the way they went with Nissa because Garruk's story's done. They let him go mad and he's wandering the plains.
He's not wandering the plains. He's stuck on Innistrad.
Oh, he's stuck on Innistrad?
Madness made him lose his ability to travel. After he went insane, he traveled to Innistrad. Ironically, the place of Liliana. But
You don't know that.
because he was following the chain veil, because that's where she ended up. That's
Right.
how Jace found her.
But I really wanted to go back to Kamigawa before we went back to back to any plane for a third time.
Kamigawa was 8 on that list.
I don't care.
There's still a lot of people that want to go back.
Everyone does almost. People want to, but they don't want to at the same time.
They hate the set. I mean, I've never seen so much hatred for a world.
Didn't it almost kill Magic?
Well, yeah, but that's because people are dumb. I mean, it's not like we're going back to Mercadia.
Me and John?
Yep.
Alrighty.
What side do you want? Red or blue?
I will take this side.
Blue. Okay. I heard you. Ben's on his way up. Anyway, let's get that gone. Minimize. 12 update. Alright. Snappable Ben. Link Stampy. And I'm assuming John's on. Tron was John is on. Street Fighter 2 Turbo. Alright, let's get the oofies out the way. Whoops, might help if I spelled street right. Double E, not double R. Do you know that street is spelled double E and not double R? Of course, the Muse knew that. The Muse knows all. The Muse absolutely knows all. Anyway, let's see here. We're not looking at Snell and Damien. We are looking at... Ben Seidel! Like I said, the Muse knows all. Let's see here. Let's go ahead and, flip that. Yeah, I haven't had time to work on John's Captain Planet deck request idea, so I kind of feel bad for that. I'm getting there. I'm thinking about it. I mean, there's so many 5-color creatures that I could build that around, and I don't know. I'm thinking about it. I'm thinking about it. Oh, maybe I'll give him a Tog-a-Tog. Is that in Modern? Maybe, he wants a Captain Planet deck. I'm gonna see about a Tog. Let me Tog. I don't think it's no. It's a Tog is not legal in Modern. That's chintzy. Let's see here. Type line. Let's just go with all colors. Requires multicolor. Modern format. Artist, flavor text, lure finder, watermarks, preferences. Alright, let's see what we got. I'm still kind of leaning towards Chromanicore. Oh, he'd hate me for it, but it's an enchantment creature. Either that or Child of Alara. Because Captain Planet gets summoned, beats ass, and then disappears and, takes the world with him. I guess Child could do that, but I don't know. Genju of the Realm could be fun too, because you have to summon him up, and I don't know. There's just so much. I mean, looking at just legendaries, Ben starting off strong with, I'm sure it's an elf, because that's what Ben plays with a ranker. So, beats down for 3. John playing Tron! Not fair, not cool, no one likes that. No longer Tron, less John. Now he's Tron, full John. Eldrazi Tron. Get beats. Get beats. Get your stupid Tron playing face beat in. Just pick one. Looks like was that an Aberoth? Okay. Swing 1, swing 3. He's got something, hopefully. It could be one heck of a bluff, too. Blocks. BAM! Take it with you. Ha ha! And you're taking 3. 1, 2, 3. Oh, they're all experiment 1s. Okay, that's what's going on with that. Not familiar with that art. Must be a promo. Ben finally has 2 mana. There's a root or Tangle Root Geist or Strangle Root Geist or whatever kind of Geist it is. Pump it up. 5, 6, 7. John. John goes to 4. Nasty. Woo! Ben just got renamed. Ms. Jackson. Cause he's nasty. What do you think about that, Muse? Ben's now Ms. Jackson because he's nasty. Give me a beat. Well, Ben brought the beats. Like it. I'm sure he will too. But Ben quickly pulls out game number 1. Guess we could reset John's life total to 20. Wow, that was quick. Experiment 1, experiment 1, experiment 1. That's a lot on one land, and Ben knows how to make the best out of minimal lands. I mean, but that's what Stompy excels in, is getting all the beats with little minimal effort. You know, you just play big green dumb things, and turn them sideways, and just watch them just beat your head in. And if you can't stop them, well, there's no hope at all. So anyway, back to Captain Planet. Could try to run Coalition Victory with it. Maybe I'll make a Coalition Victory deck. That seems very Captain Planet-y, because who says Captain Planet has to be a creature? Yeah! Because really, when you summon Captain Planet, it's game over. He's taken pollution down to 0, and he does it handily. I don't think that, he's gotten splashed with toxic waste, and he's like, oh, my powers have been sapped. Ah, thank you for squirting water on me, and now I'm superpowered Captain Planet again. What? Let's see here. They're both getting their stuff together, getting ready for game numero 2. I'm still stuck on Genju of the Realm. It's enchant land. Enchanted land becomes an 8/2 a trample. Captain Planet, the Trans Guild Courier. Yeah, I'm kind of thinking, because Captain Planet, you got to come together and win as a team, and that's what Coalition Victory is all about. So, I think I'm gonna try to come up with the Coalition Victory deck for John for his Captain Planet. Oh, the Dryad Militant comes down for Ms. Jackson. Oh, Chalice on Juan. That's mean. And 2 Geist. Stringer Root Geist. Swing in for 4. Give me a beat. Getting it done in the Wild Wild West. Oh, that's a spell Skype. That's gonna stop the rankers and the beefy beefs and the what have you nots. And it is an 04, so it can take an attack beat. Dampening Sphere. Got to slow down Tron and Eldrazi somehow, but hopefully it's going to be enough. Dismembering the Spell Sky. Woo! Look at that. Get ya. Oh. So you played the Dampening Sphere, and yeah, he can't. He cannot cast Dismember. John knows he has a Dismember now, so he can try to play another Sky or something to keep a skitty Sky alive. He might have a counterspell in his hand too, good old negate to keep that going. Dismember coming down now. 1, 2, 3, 4. Life paid. Condescend. No, it's you. That player. Try to condescend. Ben pays for it. John trying to come up with an answer off the top. Yeah, if you're joining us or if you didn't catch it already, the reason he's Miss Jackson is because he give me a beat and he brought the nasty. You know, it's like, it's Miss Jackson if you're nasty. Well, guess what? Ben's nasty, so it's Miss Jackson because he's nasty. So we've got Mine and Panner Plant. Dampening Sphere, keeping Tron honest. I'm actually glad it's working. Super happy. Geist, in response, Ridicule. He is a dirty little boy. Combat. 1, 2, 3, 4. Yeah! Ooh! Got with the... Come on, Ben. What's your favorite Magic tutor? Which one? Ben got with the Oh, thanks, Poltrox. I didn't know if you was talking to me, or if you saw something that I didn't know that I saw. Another thing that I was thinking about after we talked the other night, the biggest difference between modern and standard is, yeah, you can spend a lot on modern, but that modern deck is not going to rotate out. It's always going to be viable because modern is an eternal format. So when you build a modern deck, that modern deck will always be in the format. Unlike if you dump money into standard, it's going to rotate next time in September, and we're losing Kaladesh. So that's something else that I came up with that on the ride home afterwards. So that's just something else to think about. I'm not trying to swerve you away. Yeah, unless cards get banned, but that doesn't happen unless you are warping the format in some way. But honestly, only like huge format warping cards like Eldrazi Winter and Twin and Pod and other stupidity like Summer's Bloom. I mean, yeah. I mean, I understand that, Poltrox. That's a good dilemma to have, though. Put together certain decks, just put them up, proxy them out, build yourself a deck library. That's where you proxy out a handful up to 10 different decks. Photocopy out cards, put them in sleeves on top of lands. And like play test them against other decks. Find what's prevalent in the format at the time, put it together, see if it's your flavor. I mean, you might really like Derp Shadow. You might really like Devotion White. You might really like Ad Nauseam. Each deck has its own flavor and flow, and it all depends on what you feel and your style. And again, Modern is a fantastic format for that, because whatever your style of Magic, there's a deck out there in Modern for it. And if there's not, build it. The card pool is so huge, and there's so much untapped potential that people find something super esoteric all the time. Yeah, and right now, Standard seems to be, like, if you get 2 green decks, yeah, it's going to be fast-paced action. But if you run into the blue-white deck, guess where the action went? Out the door. There's nothing fast-paced about draw, go, blue-white control. But again, you're going to find that in Modern, too. I mean, you can go up against a super hard lock deck. You can also find, but you can also find, like, super fast aggro-y decks. And that's the trade-off, is, like, unlike Standard, in Modern, you can build a hard control deck. You can build a fast aggro deck. You can build a big green stompy deck like Ben just played. Ms. Jackson here. You can play huge Eldrazi Titans like John just played. I mean, there's so many flavors to each subtype, and so many different ways to get there in Modern that, like I said, the hardest part of Modern is the mana base. Once you have your mana base, you can build so many decks. Like me, I start with a green-white mana base. And with that green-white, I can build Hate Bears, I can build Boggles, I can build Death and Taxes. I mean, if you get a little bit more, like you add a little black in there. Now you have green, white, black. Now that's Abzan. You can build Abzan Control. You can build Abzan. 8-whack is a super cheap, but if you're not into red, not everybody's into red. Storm isn't for everybody. Storm takes a lot of cards to play. I almost said talent and skill, but we all know it really doesn't. Find a color profile that you're really good, or that you're really considering. 2 or 3 colors to start with. You find the 3 colors you like, and you look for the shocks and the fetches. Now, when I say shock lands, that's the lands that the shocks and fetches all come in all 10 flavors, all 10 2-color combinations. The shocks are the lands from Ravnica, Return to Ravnica, and Zendikar was fetches, but they're the ones that they come into play tapped unless you pay 2 life to have them enter untapped. That's why they're called shock lands, because shock is a 1-mana red spell, deal 2 damage to target creature or player. You're opting to... Is it cons? I thought cons was fetches. Yeah, blue, red, or white. And if you go red, white will be cheaper than blue anything. The blue lands, unfortunately, tend to be the more expensive ones. But I mean, it is what it is. It's because blue... You're leaving? What? Oh, it's done? 2 rounds? But blue is going to be the most expensive. But if you're looking at red, white, white tends to be on the cheaper side of things, especially if you stay away from white, blue. But you can still get blue, black, and blue, red tend to be the most expensive color combinations. But blue-white is still expensive, but it's but you can still invest in them because they're still a good investment. And if you do like one at a time, like I said, the blue lands could cost you what, 40, 50 for a blue fetch. Well, let's just see where we're at on these. The Steam vents. Oh, come on. Steam vents, guild pack. This is the shock, blue-red shock. You can get them for about $20-ish. And yeah, you can get away with 2 shocks in a deck. It's more the fetches to mana fix. Whatever you need, you can get. And that one's the what's the blue-red fetch? Yeah, you gotta have the fetches. The fetches are what get you there. Fetch lands. Blue-red is... Wow. There it is, Scalding Tarn. Thank you. Thank you, Scalding Tarn. Scalding Tarn. Yeah, unfortunately it looks like the Scalding Tarn's one of those $60 lands. And that's, I know that's a tough pill to swallow. But yeah, like Big Dan just said there, the Flooded Strand is cheaper. That's just for the blue and red one. If you play a 3-color deck, you can go with the blue-white, which is the Flooded Strand. You can go with the red-white, which is the Arid Mesa. Each one, each of those options is going to be cheaper. Yeah, that's fine. New Karn's great, and he's been popping up in so many decks. He runs in like a Cheerios type build, which is white. And pretty much anything that takes artifacts in quick one. Not so much affinity, but just quick artifact drops. So I think he'd be great in KCI, except KCI wins on the turn you go off, and Karn might be a little slow for that. But and KCI stands for Krark Clan Ironworks. It's an artifact that costs 4 that you can sack artifacts to get 2 colors mana. But yeah, I mean, if you go 3 colors, you can avoid the super expensive red-blue hard combination and just go like the blue-white and the red-white. And that encompasses your searches out, usually, unless you just can't get a basic island. But you can get the battle lands. The Battlelands came out of Battle for Zendikar. That's why they're called Battlelands. And, are they not enemy colors? Are they only... Are the Battlelands only allied colors?
Only allied colors.
Oh, that stinks.
Exactly the cycle lands. For some reason, Wizards has this aversion of playing any color dual lands.
Right. Let me see if I can enable links. How do I thought it was on here. I could change to allow links. Maybe it's in the channel settings. Justin! Thanks for popping in, Justin. Always glad to see you. Let's see if I can enable links on the channel here. Hang on. Dashboard. Activity. Permissions? Settings? Maybe permissions?
Trying to learn how to...
I don't know how to Twitch. I'm trying to... I think I disabled links, but I don't know where I disabled links. Because he's wanting me to take a look at a deck, but... Well, what's the deck called, and what side is it on? I can try to find it that way. Function clips channel, moderation. Basic language for profanity. Block terms or phrases. Opt out of commonly blocked terms. So I didn't think I blocked anything, but I heard somebody say they couldn't send links, so I don't know. It's on MTG Goldfish, mono white leyline tokens. Oh! Yes, he, I remember he posted that just, like last week or 2 weeks ago. Yes. Yes, I fully approve that deck. Mono, white, ley line, tokens. Yeah, budget magic build. Yeah. Yeah, posted April 17th. Yes. I saw this build. My goat deck is very similar, but no, this one's a little different. Yeah, this one's like mono white, full bore tokens, go lips deep and kick them to the curb, honey. Yes. That is actually a very fantastic start in Modern. And like he says there, it's a deck you can build for under $30. And I believe, let's see here, at the bottom of the deck you have an ultra budget build, and under that a non-budget build, which is $93.78, but that...
That's online price.
Well, yeah, oh my god, $400. Okay, that's because it's got ley lines, marsh flats. Okay, it's because of the fetches and ley lines. That's the non-budgetness of it. But yeah, other than that, I mean, you can, and the only reason he went with the marsh flats is because they are they're the budget ones. Probably they're the cheapest white fetches. Although I thought like Windburst Heights, or not Windburst Heights, but the
Strand and Runswap Heath would be cheaper.
Yeah, the Heath Strand would be cheaper than Marsh Flats, really?
They'd be close. Like
They'd be
they were recently printed at Center, so.
Right. I mean, with this one, it's 30 online. Yeah, that's what I was looking at, and 90 in paper. And if you're looking to play online, I don't know if you're online or paper. I assume everyone plays paper because I'm not MTGO, but I mean,
Well,
if
some people who don't have it,
there are some people who only play on online, and I don't mind that. I mean, any way to get the Magic game out. Your paper, good for you, man. Paper's where that feel the cards in my non-existent hands. That's what it is.
doesn't have hands.
I'm a disembodied head in a box, man. Give me a break. But it looks like it's 30 online, 90 in paper, and most of that, spy glasses only because pithing needles are more expensive, and I mean, Spyglass is not a bad card either. He's got Leylines of Meek, which is great for tokens, but the only downside to Leyline of Meek, it boosts up your opponent's tokens too, because it's an older card before they started doing the your stuff only. You got your Tushy thwomped in that last game, didn't you? Just making sure.
Well, yeah, whenever the card started going, he gave you his land.
Let me go ahead and mark that down here, that Trond John, who gets beat when he goes back to Tron, He hasn't learned that yet.
No, I don't. That's the only deck I have together right now.
Okay. Ben Seidel. Actually, he goes 500 on the year. Fantastic. He's 3-3. Yeah. I mean, I love tokens. Seriously, man, when you said mono, white, tokens, modern, those are all my magic words.
All right, Bob. I'll see you around.
See you around, Jarvis. Thanks for coming out and seeing. Oh, you're out next week, right? Did you say you're out next week? Snell's not here next week. That's who it was. It was Snell. All right, see you next week, man. But yeah, I love tokens. Any chance I have to put a token into play, I am so there. Oh, such good. But yeah, I mean the non-budget build, that's just taking things a bit farther. I think he explains what you would take out, and why you would take it out over these things. And really the biggest inclusions to make it non-budget, like I said there, is the white fetch. That's just to thin out your deck and make things run a bit smoother. And the ley line of sanctities. That thing needs to be printed again. I mean, the one time it got reprinted, that was a nice start. But that card needs to be under $20 or right at $20. I've got so many problems with the secondary market on things, but Leyline, as much as I love it, it's so much of a critical card for white that it shouldn't be that expensive. That's speaking from somebody who doesn't want to face a Leyline. I feel the same way about Liliana of the Veil. I don't think she should be over $40. She's too critical for many black decks. That card should not be over $40. Those highly critical cards is the problem with Modern. That's like the one problem with Modern.
Karn should be over $30. But
New Karn is insane right now. That's because everybody's trying to put him in anything.
because it's Karn.
Yeah, because it's Karn.
As standard, he should not be almost $70.
No, he shouldn't. But look at Flip Jace. Flip Jace got up to 80. That was ridiculous.
Yeah, I wasn't playing that time.
But again, they were just putting him in anything because it was a Jace. It was a 2-mana Jason standard. So, I mean, Karn's the same way. It's a 4-mana Karn that literally goes in anything. It's hand advantage for any deck. But it's Karn's is Karn, and you like playing it with your Karn. I mean, I don't blame you. That Karn is hot. I like this Karn a lot more than the old Karn. I mean, the old Karn definitely is super powerful. This Karn's more versatile. But that's an argument for another day. But yeah, I mean, the mono white tokens, I love it. I love it to death. He wouldn't fit in this deck. In the token deck. Mainly because there's not enough artifacts to fuel that him putting a token out. Because you put a token out, it's a 1/1 because it itself is an artifact, and I don't even see any other artifacts in this deck. I'm looking at the non-budget build, so yeah, I see spells, I see enchantments, I see lands and creatures. And those creatures are sacred cats. I love sacred cat. But I know. You got 2 of him in his pre-release box. He got 2 Karns in his pre-release box. Do you need anything good on the Dominator yet?
No, I'm done buying.
You're done buying what?
I'm not buying anymore.
Oh, why? What happened? Nothing good?
I opened almost 2 full boxes,
Uh-huh.
a fat pack, and the whole pre-release. I've still yet to pull a single thing off.
Really? Not even a Jaya? Wow. What have you gotten?
All the bulk bullshit.
That's rough. I got,
I got like 2 or 3 like good cards from them.
I mean, I've opened 2 boxes, a fat pack, and my 1 pre-release kit. And I think I got super lucky. I've gotten 2 Karns. I got 2 Teferi, 2 Jaya. I haven't gotten I had to buy my Mox Amber. I haven't pulled a Mox Amber. I got 1 History of Benalia. And I got 2 Lyra.
I got all the sagas. I got playsets of all them.
Yeah. Sagas are you got a playset of History of Benalia? That see there's your luck right there, but you don't play that. That's not your style. Well, so if y'all didn't notice, 2 and done tonight. We had 6 people. And we still couldn't get 3 matches. Frustrations. Oh, frustrations. But yes, I mean, if this white tokens deck is speaking to you, start by proxying it, play it, see if you like it. That's completely my flavor, and I give you my full support. That's a thumbs up there. but yeah, I mean that white's my jam. I think it's the most powerful color in the game. I think that the people who play blue, like exclusively, aren't good at playing other colors, so they have to play blue. But you know, I'm not gonna razz on you if you like playing blue. It's just my personal opinion that the other colors are just better. But right, and that's what Budget Magic is about. Is he finds a deck and presents it to you under $100, and then you can add to it if you happen to have those cards. And like I said, the Windswept Heath or the Flooded Strand, any of the other white fetches, because it's a mono white deck, and it looks like he splashed in black, so he can play Lingering Souls. Yeah, he splashed in the black, and again, I'm looking at the non-budget build, Godless Shrines and Marsh Flats, so he can fetch out, or March Flats, so he can fetch out the Godless Shrines if he doesn't have it, so you can flash back the Lingering Souls. Yeah, I wouldn't like trade them if you're gonna use them. I mean, you can still have fun in Standard. I'm not saying don't play Standard, but if you're looking to cash out on Karn, you can always sell him and then buy him back, especially after he rotates. Now, Karn might not drop as much as any of the other cards that drop when they rotate out, and it's gonna be 2 years before he's out of the format, because he just got released and the standard rotation is 2 years, so it's gonna be September 2020 when that Karn's not in standard. And if you like him, I mean, he might be something good to hang on to, too. Because they're trying to break him. Everybody in every format is trying to break that card. And that can be good and it can be bad, because if they succeed in breaking him, because he's so versatile, he could find himself on the chopping block. I mean, that's what they did to the looter scooter, what is it, the smuggler's copter. It was played in 98% of the meta, which is 98% of the decks that were placing. They all had the smuggler's copter, and when a card is played that much in the meta, they take it out because it's warping the format. If somebody does find a way to bust Karn, everyone's gonna bust Karn in that manner because he's super hot right now. And I hope it doesn't happen. I hope they try and they fail. I hope he's mediocre at best, because that's where a good planeswalker is like it's good where it's good, but it's not great everywhere. He's just so cheap and his effects seem so good that in the right format he's busted. But you got to be playing that format, and by format I mean that style of deck. And right now he looks to be excelling in cheap artifacts and swarm decks. And that might be a good one for you too. I mean, you can put together a budget affinity deck. You don't need Ravagers and Glimmer Voids and things like that. You can put together like Froggy Mites and Arcbound Workers and just small like Pester Mites and lots of small one-drop creatures and just drop huge constructs out of Karn and just swing for the fences with these things. And that might be a good build. I mean, it sounds like something I might put together. I just don't have the passion to try something like that. I'm trying to put white down the middle back together. But at this point, I'm rambling, and I thank you for stopping in. If you want to talk more, I'll be back on Thursday. I'm going to close it out here now. Again, I thank you for stopping by, and put this deck together. I mean, I saw this deck and I gushed. I gushed all over it because this is absolutely right up my alley. I love Leyline and the Meek. I use it because that's my style. That's my flair. That's my bread and butter is white and enchantments. But, give it a try. If you'd like it, there's tons more decks out there like it. If you don't like it, there's tons more decks out there that are nothing like it. But thanks for stopping by, Poltrox. I love you dearly. And like I said, stop by on Thursday again and we can chat some more. As for everybody else, again, I said no Conkers, and it turned out to be Conkers. The undefeated split, so nobody hung around to even play a third match. And that makes me a little weepy inside, but oh well, I'll get used to it. But that's going to do us 2 matches. We saw Snow, unfortunately, trounce Damien once again. But we did see Ms. Jackson get nasty all over Tron, and woo, that was good and fun to watch. I enjoyed the heck out of that. And, Thursday, I know we're going to get 3 rounds. We got to get 3 rounds on a Thursday. And hopefully we'll get some game 3s on Thursday, because, gosh darn it, I'm here to see some Magic and talk about Magic and just magic it up. But that's for another day, and I've been Evil Bob, saying, however you choose to live your life, I approve. Have a great night. Have an awesome evening, and I'll be back on Thursday. Bye, everybody.